Not trying to cut you off or anything.
So,
Rirabingshinin Degempadi Sangye Shindu Mikte Uwargi Jokun Namda Shima Chuparsho Idam Guru Radha Mandala Kanye Dayami
Sangye
Chudang Soki Chonam La Chupardu Dabni Gyatsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gipe Sanam Ki Drola Penchir Sangye Druparsho
Sangye
Chudang Soki Chonam La Chanchu Pardu Dagi Gyatsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gipe Sanam Ki Drola Penchir Sangye Druparsho
Sangye
Chudang Soki Chonam La Chanchu Bardu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gipe Sanam Gi Rola Penchir Sangye Druparsho Shogi Shmogi.
homework.
Go for it.
State the 4 parts of Nagarjuna's statement in the opening lines of Wisdom.
Nothing comes from itself. Nothing comes from other things. Nothing comes from both. Nothing comes from neither.
Bam! Very good.
Bam.
Things don't arise from themselves.
Are those the opening lines, Nick?
They are,
Okay.
in fact. I mean, after the obeisance, after the prostration, those are the opening lines. I verified that. Yeah, Tibetan. Go ahead, Venerable Phil.
裝備馬人生來人，你來馬人就沒人。
Wow.
He uses K, but yeah, that K. But yeah, I mean, well, fair enough. Nagarjuna didn't speak Tibetan either. I mean,
Well, we don't know.
yeah, we don't know what.
Yeah, who knows?
Go ahead and give me this word in English. Here's a vocabulary word. Down at the bottom of the screen there.
Sasha, is that spelled right?
Misspelled. Misspelled.
Actually, I changed it from.
It's Sasha. Oh,
Yeah.
text on wisdom.
Nice.
And without an S too, right?
He
nickname.
spells it without an S, yeah, and sometimes with an S. I found both.
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
you left the V off.
What?
The Wasser.
No.
Ah, good. Nice. Because then it would mean grass wisdom. Grass wisdom. I'm just kidding.
Completely different.
I don't even know if any photo watcher gem on that.
You can. Yeah, you hit the.
I actually found it with the vowel also. Maybe that was a mistake.
It's a mistake.
Okay.
Yeah. It was Sawashira.
Sawashira. That's
It didn't have a dot between the Ra and the Shin.
Oh,
I predict.
that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That explains that.
Yeah.
So I put wisdom here in quotes because that's what Kishore likes. That's what Nagarjuna thought the title should be. Chijing Nawang Paladin breaks Master Chandrakirti's refutation of the lower middle way into 3 parts. Name those 3.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is
That's
kind of
difficult.
keep us all where we're at in the text. Where we're at in our deviation from the text.
And no, we're in the deviation from the deviation.
Yeah, this is.
Today we're going to do a deviation of deviation of
I
deviation.
think we're already 3rd tier going into 4.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I didn't explain to you. But if I show you the first one, you can probably guess the other 2. Reasons why they're wrong?
Oh, well, I can
Yeah.
read the top of those
Reasons why.
ones. Yeah.
Proving
That's all.
logically, proving them to be wrong. Well,
No, good. Reasons why they are wrong, that's the first one.
Okay.
But you should be able to.
I mean, I've read
Go ahead and say it, Ben.
showing that you already accept those reasons.
Showing that they already. Showing that they
Didn't
already
do.
accept our logic.
Didn't do.
Didn't do.
In
Actually,
in essence.
sure.
Yeah.
actuality.
I should have made that one of my.
Yeah, you should have put both words.
Right, yeah. I thought of it, and that's why I didn't put it, but I feel like I should have because I didn't remember.
Okay.
You warming up?
Okay, whoops. Showing them that they already accept all logic and
Wait. If we stretch, we can remember. It didn't work. Okay.
ready? Okay, reasons that those criticisms
Oh, yeah,
don't apply to our
yeah.
logic.
Our own
Our
one.
own criticisms. Yeah, cool, right?
Yeah, it was cool.
What's that mean? Paropos, everybody except Ben.
Outer people who believe in outer objects?
Close, kind of relates to what you just said.
Outer objectors?
Okay, go ahead, Ben.
We just continue to preserve the facade that I know.
Oh, nice.
Let me make a
The
note.
paropos, he uses it as a word to talk about svatantrikas.
Oh.
Like, because you're studying Parchin in the monastery when you're studying.
They call them
He referred to them.
I wouldn't say no.
You don't
It
think
just
so?
means the other guys here.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Really? All right, then.
The outsiders?
But outside
Okay.
of
But he was
our
pretty
side.
specifically referring. He keeps referring to svatantrikas.
No, he wouldn't call them parchimbas or something like that.
Okay. All right. So they're just.
That's a very late thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sure seems like it. Cool. All right. This one,
Trigger?
not Keche.
No,
Those are Naros.
problem.
Oh.
Stalker.
Oh, I
This is a very important word. It's common.
give you guys a hint.
Punis problem, right?
Yeah, Kunis problem.
Yeah.
Punis problem.
Yeah, what kind of problem?
Yeah. Actually, you can figure it out.
Problem you express?
It means to complain about somebody.
Right.
Criticism.
Criticize.
Criticism. Whoops.
Well, don't show the answer.
What controversial claim?
Oh no, it's gonna make me angry.
Yeah. Kendrick J. make about the difference in how upper, this is especially for you, to not answer, because
That'll hurt me.
it'll hurt your feelings. Why am I doing that? What claim did Kendrick J. make about the difference in how upper and lower middleweight philosophers take Nagarjuna's statement? It's controversial. That's the best hint I can give you. If you've been paying attention, it's very controversial.
Yeah. The whole ultimate, it's not the ultimate thing.
It is.
It is?
It does have to do with that.
It's what?
Totally. The ultimate thing, he said.
Ultimate.
Definitely, but it's specifically, and it specifically relates to the tetralemma.
Oh,
Right.
God.
Yeah.
She likes it. She likes tetralemma.
I like tetralemma.
The who?
The Nagarjuna's
trilemma.
four-part.
Oh.
Yeah,
Not the
tetralemma.
dilemma, but the tetralemma.
Yeah.
Tetralemma?
That's good.
It's an old British translation.
Our batteries okay.
Oh, that's cute. If it gives me a chance to complain about somebody else's
Yeah,
drinking,
it's like the essence of the.
I'd like to
opposite.
find out about it.
Say that again. What was the last thing you said?
I didn't give a hint. All right, whatever. Here we go. He says that both schools take starting from the south, both or neither to be impossible. But he says that as far as coming from other, that upper middle way says it's conventionally impossible, while lower middle way says that it's conventionally
I
possible.
don't want that to be
Alright.
true.
Which seems to be the opposite of what we've said at other times.
Counting on us reading ahead in the text and finding out this is wrong.
Remember, Geshe-la?
No, I gotta look at it.
I have been thinking about
Good, yeah, that's true.
He said that. And
Yeah.
it's kind of controversial because we thought it was the opposite way.
It's ultimately conventional.
What?
Why would you say that?
I'm just warning you what's coming.
Oh, man. You can take. Do you want to take the plane? Do you want me to pull up where that?
You want me to crash the plane?
Just threw up in my mouth.
No, I'm okay.
All right.
You ready? Here we go.
You remember?
No, I do recall, and it is true.
It's sad.
That he's-
Why it's true, we're not going there today.
Yeah.
True,
My
the big
feelings
part
have
said
been hurt
that.
by this whole.
Oh.
We arrived at that part.
But I did prepare for your class,
Oh, thank you, Geshe.
as opposed to somebody else's class. I thought yours was going to be easier.
We all take our turns.
Sorry about that.
Glad to be here.
In my bed.
changes.
Complaints.
Kuju Mare.
No, keep
May.
Say.
May.
Go. Let me see if I can break it anywhere.
Where are? So this is a new version, you said, right?
It is, but I haven't hit you with the new plus stuff yet. This is where we stopped last
Donde
time.
estamos? Página
Okay.
61. Okay.
We had those whose eyes are not poisoned by the poison water of jealousy should clearly understand this point. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Probably referring to someone who was jealous of some couple or something, which did happen. Okay. There's no way to cut it. Let me see if I can cut it just artificially.
Let's go. Yanda.
How about here? It's hard with this fat cursor. Okay. Seiji, you got the plane. Find something wrong with his pronunciation. I'll give you $10. Okay, fine.
More reason.
Jorwangpe Tsu
Go slow so you can find something.
Di Yang Uma Nangwale Kangda Dundam Parang Tong Shen Tong Nika Le Kewa Tong Gume Pa Le Kewa Tong Jawa Te Yang Dak Yandak Par Na Nowo Ni Me Pa Yin Te.
Was that a pet?
Pa. That was like a cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
Yin Te.
Very good.
Pa.
Okay.
Pa Yin Te.
Jorwa Gupe. So I remind you that Jorwa can mean tensik.
That's right.
A syllogism. Okay? A whole syllogism can be called a Jorwa.
Right.
Jorwa Gupa. We had Gupa like Taksukupa. Gupa, same thing.
Kupa. Oh, to put forward.
To set forth, to put forward, okay?
Yeah.
Jorwa Gutsul. So, you know, you've been arguing about Baba Vivekas, the way he put forth the argument. Where is it? You know, like what? How did he mess up this syllogism? Okay. Oh, you want to see how they did it, Jorwa Gutsul? I'll give you verbatim.
Thanks.
Okay. But let's go to Umanangwa.
Let's see how.
Light on the middle way.
Light on the middle way.
By,
Guessing it's Chandrakirti.
I think it's Kamala Shila.
Oh,
You can check in the Tohoku catalog. You want to do?
Cool.
You want me to do?
he's already checking.
You want to do it or you want me to do it? Madhyamaka Loka.
There.
Madhyamaka Loka. You guys are too smart. I'm going to look it up myself.
We have to delete our old.
I'm going to look up Uma near Nung, okay, just as a policy. Dee, 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 dee.
I lost my Tahoku search fields.
Ta-da!
It's Nagarjuna. No, it's
Kamala Shila.
A is author.
Kamala Shila.
Got it?
yeah. No.
Okay. Kamala Shila. All right. So, sorry. Let's go back to the text. So here's Kamala Shila's version of Baba Vivekas. Jorwa. Syllogism. Kanda tendampa rangdan shenda nika le kewa dan ki mepa le kewa dan tewa deda ni yanda parangoni mepade. Anything which ultimately speaking,
Comes from.
okay, there's the mistake.
Uh-huh.
Kamala Shila said that. Okay.
Comes from both self.
Anything which ultimately speaking doesn't come, okay, doesn't born either from itself or from something else
Or both.
or from both or from nothing, okay? Anything which is divorced from that kind of starting, anything which is free of that kind of starting, that's what we call emptiness. That's Gonyi Mepa. That's a lack of a nature. How can you tell that something is empty? It doesn't start from itself. It doesn't start from something other than itself. It doesn't start from both. And it doesn't start from nothing, okay? Three of those are conventionally acceptable.
That they don't happen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
things don't go from themselves. They don't go from both. They don't grow from something else. Always they grow from something other than themselves. A watermelon grows from a seed. right? A wife gets angry from what the husband said. He said there's something other than themselves. Okay, got it? But he used dundampar.
He sure did.
Okay.
Very purposeful.
Now there's some justification for saying it with shen.
Yeah.
Why?
Because the lower middle way apparently is
Because
saying that
Because
so far.
conventionally speaking,
Because conventionally speaking, what?
things
You
do
could
come
say
from
Things
other-
do come from other things.
yeah.
So it's okay. It would seem okay if the guy felt it necessary to say things don't come from the cells, things don't come from something else. Ultimately speaking, and they don't come from nothing, and they don't come from both. That would be okay. But he stuck ultimately on all four.
Right.
He said it before he started in on Rang. Okay, and therein lies the debate. Okay, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Then he gave his Tumpe Yangda, which means what?
Lotus is
Cor-
in the
What's
sky.
Tumpe Yangda mean?
correct example.
The fourth element in a logical statement.
Right. Classical example.
Take Moscato restaurant. We should go there tonight because the food is good. It's just like Pakime in Phoenix. So when you say it's just like, this is two of our favorite restaurants. Pakime serves street food, street Mexican food. It's really good. So anyway, and they have 35-cent pastries, which we
Usually,
don't.
mainly.
Which ultimately speaking, we don't eat. We just look at them with. Okay,
They said they text each other pictures of them.
we do. They're so beautiful. Do you know a good Mexican pastry selection for 35 cents? Anyway, anyone you want. Okay. Okay. So here's the Tumbe Yangda. It's like Pakime. Okay, it's always the fourth element in a logical statement. Da da da, it's da 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 because da da da. It's like da da da. Okay, here's his like what?
A lotus in the sky.
Good, sky flower. Here's your sky flower. Namke pemo. Sometimes O is added to the word lotus just because. Okay, they say pemo. Okay, but it's not Padma. Padme means what?
Padme. Lotus born?
Om Mani Padme Hum means what?
Oh.
In the lotus. It's a locative. So Padme means in the lotus. Padma means the lotus. Padmo is just a corruption that people like to use. Okay. Perna namke pemala sopatabu. Rang dang shen ki yanda pa yupa me bengo patamje gyanden dawa kona you know. And all the things that people say, whether they're Buddhist or non-Buddhist, exist ultimately. They're all the same. Okay?
Can you say that one more time?
All the things that that us and others say. I believe this Rang and Shen is our group and other groups. All things, Baba, that people say exist purely, meaning ultimately, Yang Tak Bar, okay, are the same. Denda Dawa Kona Yino. There's no exceptions.
Got it.
Kona Yino. Shesung. What's that?
He
That's what he
says.
said.
Who said?
Kamala Shiva.
Good. End of quotation.
Oh, right.
End of quotation. So they just wanted to show you where is this syllogism found where Baba Viveka says ultimately, and it turns out to be Kamlashila that he's using as an example.
Okay.
His teacher was
Shantara.
who devotedly followed
Baba
Baba Viveka. Okay, so, okay. Tela,
Choke.
this is an interesting added thing.
Tela chok shen sum go wa she la shinda ke go wa la dendam ki kepar jarwa min tepar ok tu tumpe ndir uma nangwa le shepe shenke go pe.
Yeah. Oops.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. What's it say? Chokshen sum gopa la.
To the other.
Les labo.
Oh, easy.
Yeah,
Easy
easy.
to understand the rest.
How many of these pieces are easy?
3.
3. Birth from self, birth from both, birth from neither.
Neither.
Those are easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't think that a baby was born from a baby.
Those 3 are easily
Yeah,
repeated.
yeah, anyone, we can understand those. Dake. But, dake gobala dinge jawa miteban, oktetembe. But the idea of adding dundam, ultimately speaking, even to dake,
Yeah. Coming from itself.
So,
why we don't have to jarwa that,
Why that word?
why it's mite,
It's incorrect.
incorrect.
we're gonna tumba.
Talk about it below.
Teach it.
Yeah, good. Okay, dang, you're boring. Okay, let's go. We just got through. Why did I have that? What do you call it? Diversion? Why did we detour?
I use 3 classes.
Why did we just detour? We just finished a detour within a detour. Okay, this detour was necessary because we didn't know what the syllogism was, you know, and we didn't know it was referring to Nagarjuna. Okay, okay, now you do. So when Baba Viveka is talking, Baba Viveka is proposing an adjustment to Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna shouldn't have said things don't go from self, other, both, neither. He should have said, ultimately speaking. So Baba Viveka is kind of trying to correct Nagarjuna. Okay. And then based on that, he's giving a syllogism. Okay. Dundampar, you know, Dakle Kewa Chichen.
Things don't come,
aren't
arise
From themselves, okay? And,
Arise.
Take that as a
Speaking
subject.
things coming from themselves.
and that leads to a second fight. Is it ever possible for 2 people in an argument to see the same thing?
Right.
Okay,
Which is
if a wife, we've been giving examples, it's not us, okay? If a wife and a husband don't agree on what restaurant to go to because they have different perceptions of the quality of the food there, then to have a discussion, someone has to say, can we talk about that restaurant? Okay, the discussion has to start with, can we talk about that restaurant? But what that restaurant is by definition different to the wife and to the husband. So how can you have an argument about something, whether they have good food, for example, or not, if you already don't see the same restaurant? When I say take the restaurant, if you don't see the same thing, then how can you have an argument about it? Why does that relate to this syllogism?
Well, he's talking this one here, Euclid.
Baba Viveka felt it was necessary to say
Ultimate.
restaurant, ultimately speaking.
Because
Okay.
he's trying to clarify perhaps whether there is a restaurant that exists that we can agree upon.
That both can talk about.
Yeah.
You know, do 2 people in an argument ever see the thing that they're arguing about as the same thing? This is a very fundamental question.
Maybe.
You see what I mean?
Some version of it.
Yeah,
And
I think we're going to have to say yes.
There's something to do with Baba Viveka feeling he had to add ultimately to the
clarify.
restaurant.
Right.
You see what I mean? Otherwise, the other person wouldn't know what he's talking about.
Right.
Okay? I'm not talking about whether or not things come from themselves. I'm talking about whether or not things come from themselves
Ultimate.
ultimately. Now let's talk about that because he's feeling the other guy might see the chichen more clearly. Got it?
Yeah.
So that's why we go here. Okay? And he's not talking about Dagle Kewa in the sense of
Deceptively.
no, the dark here does not mean a self-existent thing.
Okay.
It doesn't
Just
mean
means
that.
things come from themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Very natural.
It doesn't mean a self-existent thing. That's a different dark.
Sure.
The dark in Dangzin is not the dark here.
Got it. Very
Got
clear.
it? Wrong. Got it?
Can I ask a question?
Okay.
This is a different syllogism than was given by.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So are they just remembering it differently?
No, you're going to get a third
I
one
mean, by the
also.
way, shouldn't we at some point just actually find it in Baba Viveka?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, we should go there. And by the way, he does give it. I don't know if I cut it out or not. Okay. Okay, so we finished that. We just wanted to make it clear that the syllogism we're talking about, the proof that we're talking about, is the one that relates to Nagarjuna's first verse. That's all. That whole digression was to establish that we're talking about the first verse of Nagarjuna.
Yeah, yeah.
It's an argument about the first verse of Nagarjuna. Okay, got it? Okay. Now we're going back to the first diversion.
Okay.
Ready? Here we go.
Sort of. Sort of ready.
I want to go back. Okay. Let me remind us where we are.
Oh, there we are. The Tzatak, right, Ken?
Well, okay, I'll just quickly review. Okay, we don't have to read the Tibetan. Okay, just listen. We're going to refute Bhava Viveka, okay, in 3 parts. Number 1, we're going to explain why it wasn't necessary for him to add the word ultimately. Number 2, Chut Chen Chit Sam Zimbe Leng Garpo. Apparently it says we're going to disagree with his response where he said, can't we just talk about the restaurant in general?
Yeah. That's cool.
Because that's what you would like to think happens
Yeah.
when you say, let's talk about Moscato. I know you don't want to go there tonight, but I do really want to go there tonight because they have good food and you don't. Okay? Separating Moscato restaurant from good food or bad food, can we talk about it, honey? Okay, before we decide if it's good or bad. Okay, got it? Then those are the 2 great parts, okay? So we worked our way through why him adding ultimately, okay? And we said you can add ultimately, there's no sense to add ultimately to
Dake.
Cell.
Dake.
growing from it
Cell.
itself, and there's no need to add it to the chuchen either.
Right.
Okay? And the chuchen, by the way, is the I, etc.
Right. Which he did.
Okay, you don't have to say ultimately the I
Ultimately, the
doesn't grow from itself. But you also don't have to say the I ultimately doesn't grow from itself.
Right.
Got it?
Right.
Okay? 2 choices. First is true because the guy making the argument doesn't want to add ultimately.
Right.
The guy listening to the argument doesn't need it either.
Right.
By the way, who's the guy listening to this argument?
In this case, it's an umapa.
No, it's
Oh.
it's one kind of Chiropa.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's one kind of Hindu school. This logic by Nagarjuna was presented to the Mutekpas. Nagarjuna's opening verse was aimed at the Mutekpas. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, and it's coming.
It was in my homework.
Okay, and then thirdly,
Worldly.
even if we were not philosophers,
They don't care one way or the other.
you don't have to say ultimately speaking. Okay, got it? Okay, here we go. Then we went on a side trip to establish that we were talking about Nagarjuna. Really. Okay, got it? Now, Tsata Nipa Chupte. What was Tsata Nipa? B. I put numbers because I couldn't remember in the car.
Establishing that you can't talk about it in a general way.
There's no need to add it to the chichen.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
There's no need to add ultimately
Okay.
Yeah.
to the I.
So we just did it for the Drup Jecha, and now we're doing it for the
Yeah, exactly. Okay? That's where we are. Okay, go. Here. Tsarani Badute. You don't have to add it to the chichen. You don't have to say the Moscato restaurant, which I like. You getting hungry? Go. Read.
Tatak nipa chukte.
So gang, you have the plane.
Tundampe kipa.
You don't criticize people very well. Come on.
Chan.
He's really bad at it.
Get it?
La giorna. Nago la tute churchen.
Good.
I lost myself. Oh yeah. Madrupe Kindu Gyurwe Chia.
What's the ngago, the second one? Unnecessary for the ngago? I thought the ngago was the first one.
Yeah, it was. And I think it might have even been Tagwal.
Yeah, the ngago is the first one.
Oh, yeah. It is.
He's got his outline confused. Okay?
I'm not the only
I
one
hate to
mixing
say
up
it.
Nago and Chigo.
It's unnecessary for the Madhyamika guy. Okay? The Buddhist guy. Anyway, it seems to me he's got his numbers mixed up.
You mean his Nagos and his Chigos?
No, he said part 2, I think. He said Satang Nipa. Second part of my original reason. Anyway, let's just keep going. If you say ultimately the I isn't born from itself, from other, from both, or from neither, okay? If you add the word ultimately at the beginning of the sentence, okay? It's wrong because if you do that, na gula tete chichen madru.
He can't, you haven't even established the same subject.
Then relative to the debator who started the debate, he couldn't accept the chichen anymore.
Yeah. The debator.
Oh, the guy who started
the guy who's doing
The
it.
Madhyamika guy,
Right.
or the Buddhist guy in Nagarjuna's case.
The guy who said
If he had said ultimately your I,
Right.
then already you have a chichen which he cannot accept.
because it doesn't exist.
What's the big debate here?
Whether
When two people argue, do they ever see the thing they're arguing about the same way? Because if they don't, how can you have an argument?
right.
How can you even decide what you're arguing about?
Right. And his thought was Yava, so he can't accept that.
He's gonna go a little bit more. Okay, so Nagu la tete. We had te in
Directed.
Sugang's text, and if you can't tell me, I'm gonna strangle somebody.
It's a synonym for
Rely
it's a
upon.
synonym for dependent original.
Yeah,
Reliance.
to do
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
is
Today it was
it's almost a definition
Yeah, today.
of tendel.
To look
To
upon
do.
in the way of dependent.
Nice. God, you're weird. Okay. Turn down kitchen. I didn't say it. Okay, go. Read. He remembers everything. Probably if you sneeze, he remembers it.
Kalte kunso pe mi so tse shir sun ne dundam par kewang gok he kyun me to shera.
Yeah, so it's just that eyes.
Well,
Shir.
if you take the tsushi, which is the chuchen,
Okay.
tsushi is a synonym
thing
for
that's being
chuchen.
debated.
Yeah. Tsushi is a synonym for chuchen. Okay. If you take the thing you're debating about as a conventionally or a deceptive eye, EYE, okay, then it wouldn't be so weird to have to add ultimately to the birth that it doesn't have. Okay?
Is he just kind of making fun of?
No.
If the chuchen you're treating is something that doesn't already ultimately exist,
Okay. Yeah.
it still wouldn't be weird to say the word ultimately with reference to what it doesn't, to the way it doesn't start.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's his argument. The other guy.
Yeah. Which is that's
Okay.
what he's saying?
You mean if you put
The other guy's saying that.
Oh.
Oh no.
Couldn't we say ultimately with the second part of the argument? I understand we don't have to say ultimately. It's almost wrong to say ultimately about the I, because it doesn't exist ultimately. It exists deceptively. But assuming we all know that the I exists deceptively,
Oh.
isn't it still okay to say ultimately about the way it doesn't start?
The starting.
Okay, got it?
Yeah.
And we say still wrong. Deyang mirikte, still wrong.
Okay.
Why?
Take duma me pe chiu tang. Me now chigo la chuchen. Madrupe kindu do your way chirte.
Deyang mirikte, take it to my mepe chirdang. First of all, it wasn't said that way. By whom?
Baba Viveka?
By the
Oh.
Oh, are you Nagarjuna?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Quote it again, Phil. Dakle,
Dakle Mayan.
Shen,
Dakle Mayan. Shen Le Den. Ni Le Mayan.
Gyume Min. Did anybody hear Dundambar?
I didn't hear it.
Okay, okay. So, they came to Mame. It wasn't said that way. What? The original, the Guardian didn't think it was necessary to say ultimately. Okay, got it? He was messing with people's minds. He said, they also don't start from other things. Then he wants some kind of reaction. Everybody's supposed to go, ah. Okay, Chirdang, Menang, even if he had said it, which he didn't.
Right.
Okay, past tense. Even if he had said it.
Got it.
Then the Chechen would be unacceptable to the other guy.
Yeah.
To the other guy, to the guy listening.
Okay.
Okay? If you add, ultimately speaking, to the subject under consideration, right? It's already unacceptable to the other guy. Why? Now you see the real opponent in Nagarjuna's verse.
It's a Sankhya.
Yeah.
Get him. Okay. Changchengi mix umape ndepatar ki tandamdu ndeki kunso tumin de pe chiro.
Yeah. Because the Sankhyas, etc., the Mutekpas, who Nagarjuna was Buddhist, when they talk about the I, EYE, what they're talking about is the ultimately speaking thing that the middle way school describes.
What?
Say again.
Okay?
I think I understood.
Maybe.
Sankhya's think the I exists, EYE exists, in exactly the way, the illegal ultimately way,
Right.
according to the
Middle.
Madhyamikas. Got it?
Okay, fine.
If you accept
The Sankhya see it in the way.
what we criticize as being impossible, they say is the nature of things.
But
The
What?
Sankhya is accepted in the form of the Uma Gaucho, in the form of the thing that we deny as Umapa.
Right. So don't that ultimately includes
it doesn't just say umape de.
No, umapi dupatar.
Oh,
way-
right in the
In the way
they-
that umapas, in the way that Madhyamikans take the word ultimately, okay,
Yeah.
they say that's fine. And they say kunzota mindu, it's not fake.
Right, it's not.
Yeah.
They say it's not fake.
No, it's not good.
So why do you have to say ultimately speaking to them?
Right. Because they don't accept the Kunzo
Yeah, they don't accept
Mikshe
it.
or Nipo.
Well, I guess you could say they don't accept the difference anyway.
right
It's always been ultimate.
to them in that way.
Yeah, okay. So there's no reason, from the opponent's point of view, there's no reason to add the word ultimately. They already think it's ultimate. Okay?
There's no distinction between the two.
No reason to add it for us, no reason to add it for them,
Got it.
no reason to add it for farmers.
Right, 'cause they don't
Okay?
care anyway.
Got it?
Yeah.
Nipani. By the way, Nipa it goes back to up here.
Could be any.
I thought the last one they just called Nipa also.
I know.
So,
Well, I don't think I have it wrong.
no, I think you numbered
Some other
it.
tech.
This gets interesting. Why I left it in your digression
General Chichen.
is that you can't say, can we just talk about the restaurant in general?
Sure.
You know,
Right, we can't.
a rule of argument with another person is that you must be arguing about the same thing. Okay? If you already start talking, if I say Moscato and she understands Renee's, then the whole defense of Moscato's food becomes irrelevant because we're talking about different restaurants. Okay? We got to be talking about the same restaurant. Okay? So, now that we're talking about, are you talking about Moscato and Camp Verde? Yeah, I'm talking about Moscato and Camp Verde. The place we went, yeah, that place, okay? Now, can we ever talk about the same restaurant? Because I perceive it as a wonderful, wonderful place, and my wife might not perceive it as a wonderful, wonderful place. So every time I say the word Moscato, are we actually seeing different things in our minds? And then how can we have a discussion? Because it's a different restaurant, okay? Then the proposed answer is, let's just talk about the restaurant in general. Don't think good food, bad food. Can we just talk about the restaurant in general? Then we'll talk about the food. Are we talking about the restaurant that's on 3rd Street? Yeah, that's called Chochen Chitzam. Just the restaurant by itself. Okay, the restaurant by itself.
The subject in general.
Got it? Here we are. Like that. This is gonna help a lot in the arguments about restaurants. Read. You got the plane. I should give the plane to Tang Tang.
Like then
Tang Tang, you take the plane.
perna.
Perna?
Perna.
Perna. Be mean. Be loud. Be like word.
Sange pe jedak pala drami takpar jupana jungyur gi.
It should be Jung Kyur, by the way.
Jungyur. Oh, I see. It's just wrong. Ki cha chu chen. Tu sung na jedra ta la minju nam ke yuntengi cha chu chen du sung na sange pala minju po.
Good. The discussion of whether it's possible for the wife and the husband to talk about the same restaurant, okay, is often referred to an earlier argument about sound. The most famous logical statement in Buddhism. Okay? Sound is not eternal. Who said it was eternal?
The Hindus. Some Hindus.
Yeah, some Hindus goes with reference to the word
Om.
Om. They thought Om was God's name, and like Yahweh, and it's eternal and it will last forever, and blah blah blah, runs the universe. Okay, so Lekten Nare.
If Lekten J said that.
Yeah, he claims.
Yeah, now, is it? He's gonna talk about whether or not the husband and wife see the same restaurant when they argue about Moscatos. Okay, got it? Perna,
For example,
Sangepe,
the Buddhists,
when the Buddhists talk to the Chetakpas.
the detailists.
Nuh-uh.
The detailers. I keep,
Detailers.
yeah, I know it's Vaishnavism.
Yeah, there's a Buddhist group called Detailist. There's a non-Buddhist group called
I was
Detailist.
thinking detailers.
Dhamitapa Dupana, when they proved that,
Sound is impermanent. Or
good, when they proved that sound is a changing thing to them, because Buddhists think it changes second by second. They think it's unchangeable forever. Om. Okay? Madhumna, misspelled Chungkyur. Okay? There's Jungwa and Jungkyur.
The product, the
Jungwa means the four
elements.
great
of
Sachumelum.
Sachumelin. Which are they?
Earth,
Earth,
water,
fire,
wind.
wind. Okay? So the Abhidharma, his book, talks about the four elements and the Chungkyurs.
The 11 products of the elements.
The products of the elements. We had it in Adam's text.
That was in my text. Oh, maybe it was in both.
No, we had it in Adam's text.
It was in mine also. Remember, it was like
Yeah, okay.
like verse 35 or something.
So, when a Buddhist argues about sound, they're thinking of something that's a result of certain elemental forces, gravity, inertia, like this, okay? And Dachichen de Sungna, they hold Sung Zin. They hold that the thing that the two guys are arguing about is sound as a produced thing of the elements.
Yes.
Got it?
Yes.
Okay? But the Chetakpas
The detail.
say
words.
Mindrum.
It's not that.
There's no such sound.
Yeah.
It's a good Moscato restaurant.
It's not.
Okay? When Michael starts talking about Moscato restaurant, it's like heaven. Okay? Got it? And it's not the one you're thinking of. Got it?
This is pretty cool.
And the other guys, Namke Yuntenki Da, they think sound
It's a quality
is a
of the
thing
sky.
that is a quality of the sky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or space.
Well, I went and got it for you, which is the digression in the digression in the digression.
I think we're like 5.
I went and got it for you, okay? Because you need it to make a footnote. Chechen du Sung. So who takes the Chechen to be Namke Yunten?
The drum.
The Chetakpas. Okay? The opponent takes sound to be a quality of space. Because it's eternal. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
The Buddhists, when they're arguing about sound, they're thinking of sound which is produced by movement of the palate and the tongue, the teeth. Okay, it's a famous thing. Therefore, the thing they're arguing about, the thing that the opponent's arguing about,
Sangepas don't exist.
doesn't even exist for them. And the thing the Buddhists are arguing about doesn't exist for the non-Buddhists.
Right.
The Moscato restaurant that the Buddhists want to argue doesn't exist for the non-Buddhists, and the Moscato restaurant that exists for the non-Buddhists doesn't exist. Who's talking?
Buddhists. I mean, Lektenje.
Lekten-nare. Okay, Lekten-nare.
Okay.
Who says there's a problem with Chichens?
Master Baba Viveka.
Yeah, you better add ultimately.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Why? Because otherwise you're not talking about the same thing,
So that we could,
which is illegal.
yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
Now, if it's me and I'm in the car and Jigme's driving and I'm listening to rock and roll, what song was it?
Which one?
Jimi Hendrix, a bad Jimi Hendrix.
That's the last one.
Yeah, we kind of got stuck on a bad Jimi Hendrix. We couldn't turn it off.
Here at time.
I will go look up Namke Yunten because I don't understand. I don't understand it. I never heard of this.
Yeah, the quality of
Yeah,
the sky.
why do they think it's the quality of the sky?
Yeah.
If I'm a translator, understand everything or don't translate. Take time or don't translate. You make a choice. You can't be a translator if you want to go fast. Okay? If you don't understand it, stop and go back until you understand it. Then go forward. Okay? Or don't get in this game. And don't get in this room if you don't want to do 10 years of it. Okay? Okay? Got it? Here we go. So I went and got it for you somewhere.
You're 2 minutes, minutes over.
Come on, he started late.
I just work here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just letting you know.
We got to at least know about the quality of the sky.
I agree.
I'll give you the easy answer and then we'll do it more in detail later. Okay? We'll do it more in detail in your next class. Start here, Rekcha.
Rekjani Sachume Lum Shi Kaye Yunten Yinla Sukni Sachume Sunki Yunten Tang Roni Sachu Niki Yunten Tang Jini Sai Yunten Tang Johnny Namke Yunten Tang.
Stop there.
Mm-hmm.
There's your answer.
Yeah.
Okay, this is their school in a long, long explanation of their school. Okay.
Where is this from, actually?
Gelong Shinabombo.
Oh. Is it a Drupta?
It is a Drupta text. I don't know which one it is.
Okay. Anyway.
S980.
I'll
0980.
find everything here. Oh.
It's right before page 32.
Now, here's
It's okay.
the answer to your question. Rekcha is a quality of 4 elements.
Sachumelu.
Yeah, all 4 elements.
The touch is
Suk near, suk, in a list of
Physical form.
objects,
Physical object.
in a list of
Visible
corresponding to the
Sense
senses, what suk have to be?
Oh, sight.
Visible things.
Right.
Visible things.
Right.
Okay, got it? Don't translate as physical here.
Oh,
Okay? Oops. Sorry, I'm getting excited.
breakdown.
Okay, things you touch are made of all 4 elements. Things you see are made of
Sachume.
Sachume.
just 3 of them. Who got kicked out?
Lum, wind.
Wind. I don't know why. Okay.
You can't see the wind.
Tastes are made of,
Earth and water.
yeah, kicked out fire and air.
Taste fire.
Maybe somebody said, well, I don't know. Smells,
Just Earth.
they're just earth.
Kind of makes sense.
And sounds are space. Okay, got it?
Whoa.
Okay, whoa. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
See, if you don't look it up, you'll never know. Okay, this is some weird idea they have. It was so weird it wasn't even in your text. Or what?
We covered it. I was just double checking, but we
Is this
did
Drunken
do that. This is technically Vaisheshika, but they agree
Oh,
with the Sankhya on this.
It seems more
Space
like
comes from sound, wind comes from tangible things, water comes from taste, fire comes from visible form,
Oh.
comes from smells. We could do that.
It's similar to
And not from, what did the Buddhists think?
Cause
The four
and
elements,
nature.
all four
That's
elements.
right.
All four elements.
Right, right.
They say it comes from a fifth element. Fifth element. That'd make a good
Okay.
movie.
Hypothetically speaking.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, got it?
Yeah, and that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. That's because Jigme drives me around all the time, buys groceries, pays my bills. She gives up her time to give me time. And she's done it for many, many years. And you should
Thank you, Jim.
thank her.
Sashi
Buddhi Jushin Meto Cham Rira Bingshi Ninde Gempali Sangye Shindu Mikte Uwargi Jokun Namdak Shingha Chuparsho Inang Guru Ramna Mandala Kangye Atayami
KY
Di Kewo Kun Sunam Yeshe Tsotso Shin Sunam Yeshe Le Chungwe Damba Kuni Toparsho